And the
Chicago animal shelters are full yet again, returning to pre-pandemic levels. Pet surrenders are going up, whether it's people are moving, going back to work, or running out of pandemic aid. One Tail at a Time, a local animal rescue group, is offering half-off adoptions through tomorrow and looking for foster families as well. Stacy Price, the group's medical director, joining us this morning. Stacy, good morning to you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing all right. It seems not that long ago, just a few short months ago, we were talking about how the shelters were empty. Rescue groups had plenty of fosters and plenty of people wanting pets. What's happened?
So a lot of things have happened. We're reopening, so people are getting vaccines, they want to travel, people are going back to work, and then also those that are unemployed are getting their aid pulled back. And so it's kind of a perfect storm where our shelters are more crowded than they've ever been before.
When you're looking at the efforts that One Tail at a Time and so many other rescue groups do around the Chicago area really has some of the best run and most successful interventions within the entire country. We're bringing in a lot of pets right now from the areas affected by Hurricane Ida as well. Talk about trying to balance this, having people bring back their pets who are here and also bringing in some of these rescues from the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, it is kind of a juggling act for sure. We want to be able to be a good partner to all of the community, so that's our source shelters down south as well. Some of the things that we're also doing in the city of Chicago are a rescue and intervention program. So basically, we work with several other rescues to divert animals away from the shelter and keep them into their homes. We also have a pet mutual aid program for the community where we offer vaccines, spay neuter, food. So we're trying to keep the pets in their homes as well as still rescuing from shelters both here and elsewhere.
Stacy, what are some of the I guess the tips for people who may have adopted a pet during the pandemic? They had a lot of spare time on their hands. They were home all the time. They may have gone back to the office. They may not have as much time now to spend with their pet. What are some of the keys that you can give to them to help bridge this new area that we're in where they're leaving their pets at home more often?
My big thing is you can do it. People have been doing it for a long time. Going to work, having a social life, having a pet, those are all things that you can have. Some things that you can do is work with trainers as far as crate training your dog, making sure your cat has plenty of enrichment when you're gone for the day, those types of things. But you don't have to sacrifice a social life or your job in order to have a pet. You can have everything.
Are some of these resources for folks who may not have the money to be able to get a trainer themselves, pay for daycare, that type of thing? Are there resources out there for those folks?
There definitely are. Our pet mutual aid program goes into the community, and we actually are working with people and have wonderful both Spanish speaking and English speaking people who can talk about training and all of that kind of stuff. So we do offer those resources as well.
Talk about
Anti-Cruelty Society also has a training hotline that you can use as well.
And let's talk again about this half-off adoptions for this weekend. What are we expecting to see?
Hopefully a lot of really deserving pets going home. We have over 275 animals in our care, and there are a lot more at shelters that we would like to bring into our program. So hopefully you'll see some leave so that we can bring more in.
All right, and all of those adoptables are on the website right now, those who are not necessarily in the shelter but in foster homes, right?
Correct.
All right, Stacy Price from One Tail at a Time, thank you so much for joining us. Do appreciate it, okay?
Thank you.
All right, stay safe. Half-off adoptions run through tomorrow. You can find more at onetail.org or on Facebook at One Tail at a Time. Stacy Price, again, thank you very much. Do appreciate it.